Hello, I'm NBG and welcome to the channel. Today I just wanted to make a quick video about my plan for Phase 2 of the pre-patch, kind of the things I'm going to be doing, just, trying to get that out there. It might not be helpful for everybody, but maybe it'll help you kind of decide the things maybe you should be thinking about or see kind of where you are in comparison to me. Again, this isn't about the right way, do this, do that. No, this is just my thought process of the things that I'm working on going into Phase 2 to get ready for Dragonflight. Other than that, I just wanted to say sorry I've been away a bit. I have had a sickness that I just have not been able to get over for quite some time now. I'm finally kind of starting to get back to normal. My voice isn't quite there yet and things of that nature. But enough about me. Let's go ahead and start today's video. My number one goal during this time is just to figure out what my mains are, right? And now this is specific to me. What you're going to do is going to be completely different based off of your goals, and well, how the classes are shaping up, if that matters to you. Are you a big meta person? Are you somebody who's pushing mythic type content? Like, everybody has their own decisions. For me, for instance, I would like to be into Mythic Plus. It's something I want to push this time. I've never done it. I would like to this time. And then my second main focus is I'm primarily a solo player. I enjoy gold making primarily. However, the next biggest thing that I play is I like to PvP. Mostly casual. A lot of times with my wife or friends or whoever, I just like PvP, whether it's 2v2, 3v3, I probably am going to push, raiding. I want to do a lot of solo shuffle. I have my own play style. I'm hoping to kind of break down my gameplay in about like a 33 split across the board. Split it into thirds, of I want part of my gameplay to be, Mythic Plus, then the rest on all forms of PvP, and then the rest on gold making. That's just kind of what I would like to do. So anyway, I know for myself, I will more than likely play Warrior. Warrior has been my main for years. It's always the thing I play the most of. It's not really close. Warrior is just too true to my heart. It's what I like. I'm personally a little bit sad on how ARMS looks with the changes specifically to health in PvP. I feel like ARMS isn't looking nearly as good as what it was on paper to me. I'm a little frustrated that I don't know how much I really want to play Fury. Granted, I can play, I think a lot of people can though, I can play Fury in my sleep. It's extremely easy to play. It is fun. It is something that's going to be, I think, dominant in PvP and PvE just based on how it plays. My issue is I feel like I've been playing Fury forever. I was really excited to just focus on ARMS. I'm a little worried about how that's going to shake out. That doesn't mean ARMS is going to be bad or anything like that. That's just like my current thoughts, specifically about Warrior is. But it's also a good thing, right? Even if ARMS isn't as good as I want it to be, I know I have Fury as a backup, and I know I love Warrior in general, and that's usually why it's my main, is because I always have something that I really like to play. So I already know that that's going to be like one of my main characters, and I mean that is, I know I can't focus on one. I am somebody who will probably end up playing everything, to be honest, but at least the start, 2 to 3 characters, getting max early and actually focusing on, Mythic Plus and playing consistently, is about as much as I can typically do early on, and it's a matter of, what do I want to play? I pretty much a shoe-in that Warrior is one of those, and for my next 1 to 2, that's essentially what I need to figure out. I know currently, based on what I've done, that I really, really like Enhancement Shaman. I think I've always loved the idea of Enhancement Shaman. I love Storm Strike. It's always been one of my favorite abilities, back to like two-handed enhancement and all that kind of stuff back in the day. I just like enhancement. I don't know what it is about it, that hybrid between being like melee spellcaster kind of thing. I think enhancement's cool. More importantly, I like the way it plays, and I think it has, not just think, it does. It has many build variations. It has 4 or 5 build variations that stand out almost immediately on how it's going to play, whether primarily in PvE I'm talking about for that. But it seems like it has options in its playstyle, and that excites me about the class as well, because I know that it's not just like this exact build, this exact spec, and if you don't like this, you're screwed. It doesn't seem that way to me. And yeah, so enhancement's really, really high on my list. I'm currently leveling one right now, just getting it to 50 real quick. And then when the pre-patch comes, I need to level it up to 60 just to be ready. I didn't like my name of my shaman or my race, so I've since made a new one. So I need to level that so that can be ready. But that right now is extremely high on my list, where I kind of feel like I'm going to be playing Fury and Enhancement. As for other classes I'm looking at, I would like to have one ranged class in there. BM seems good and easy, specifically on the beta. I just don't know how much I want to play BM. I think I do, but then I think I don't. Like, it's on the edge for me. I need to play it more. One of the ones that stands out for me is Fire Mage. I've always loved Fire Mage, and I think I play Fire Mage well. I've always enjoyed Fire Mage, so that is very, very high on my list. I like the way it looks in beta. I like just everywhere where it's at. It's you always have a good mage spec to play, and that's the other big thing, is you got to think about not just what you want to do, but like what if that specific specialization fails. Do you have options? If you have a mage, you got 3 DPS specs to choose from. One of them is not going to suck. It's pretty much guaranteed. So to go with that, I'm also interested in Arcane. I do not play Arcane. I've never played it well. I've always played it as a meme thing, but I'm at least interested in it. So I have that not necessarily as a fallback on, but something I can play, and I know that no matter what, I have fire to play, and I enjoy that. So right now, as much as I thought BM was ahead, I would have Mage as like that third one for me. So at least currently I have like, Warrior, and then Enhancement specifically, and then primarily Fire Mage or Arcane. But I have a couple other classes and specs that I really, really want to try during this period. And for me, that's going to be Windwalker. I've always enjoyed how Windwalker plays. I need to play it more. I need to mess with builds a little bit. I need to get in there and hit some stuff more and just really see if this is something I need to play, or maybe it's in that next group of things I start to play. To go along with that, Unholy Death Knight I think looks amazing going into the expansion, whether it's Mythic Plus or PvP. I think if I want to pick something that's a little bit more meta, or just something that's going to be exceptionally strong in the content I'm interested in, I think it's really hard not to pick Unholy. Specifically Unholy. Frost is going to be Frost. It's going to be alright. But specifically Unholy, I think really looks like it's up in that Havoc Demon Hunter tier. It looks very, very strong. And I've always enjoyed it. Unholy's fun. I like just how many damn buttons there is, specifically like different burst buttons, whether it's, your wacky, inflatable arms, whether it's, Gargoyle, and, even smaller ones like the Transformation, Dark Transformation, or Apocalypse, and, it just has lots of buttons to hit, and I find that fun. I think Unholy is going to be super strong, and that's why it's also on that list of, I don't have enough time, man. There's too many things I want to play, but I need to figure that out more. I need to kind of finalize my starting plans. That being a little bit long-winded, that brings me to my number 2. What is my second part of the phase? Like, let's say after I figured out my mains, I kind of know what I'm going to play at this point. Honestly, that's just setting up my UI. Maybe a lot of you already have that done. I've only kind of briefly touched on it, but I mean a little bit more of just super finalizing it, getting anything I need downloaded, figuring out what kind of add-ons I want to use. I need to, probably most importantly, like, get some weak auras figured out, and kind of get that set up going and work on that a little bit. That's something I want to do for the classes I want to play. I don't really know what else. That might be more of a when Dragonflight launches kind of figuring out what I need. I'm not a big add-on person anymore. I just don't feel like I need it too much, but that's something I need to take a look at. Going into number 3 on what I'm going to be doing in Phase 2 of the pre-patch. Number 3 is getting my banks, my bags, and my gold situated. That's honestly pretty darn simple. I need to sell some things off. I need to just declutter. I need to move some stuff around. I need to move things between characters. I need to, clean out some banks, things of that nature. I need to move gold, right? Like, I have classes that I'm just not going to be playing, at least for a long time. I need to move a lot of my gold and get it all on to, like, my bank alt and the classes I'm going to play and things of that nature. So I need to move some gold around, and then I primarily need to move gold off of characters that I don't play and just get that in a place that's a little bit easier to get to when I need it, especially if I'm going to be looking to spend a lot of money early to make some money. I need to get that in the right place. So that one's pretty straightforward, but it's something I haven't done yet. I haven't gone around. But, at the same time, going along that is, like, also just getting bags situated. That's going to take me a while. I have a lot of crap in my bags on, like, all my characters. So I need to go through and get bags and things of that nature situated as well. So that's all kind of in that group. Number 4 for my plan during Phase 2 is just gather anything I need from the pre-patch. So that's going to be transmog from the world event. That's going to be... and I don't even know how much. I think the plate set looks okay. I'll probably get that on my warrior. Probably the classes I know I'm going to play at the start, right? The 2 to 3 that I just know I'm going to be playing. I'll probably go through and just get all that gear just to get it, right? Most of my characters are kind of like a world, because I haven't played in so long, and then when I came back I basically only focused on gold. None of my characters really have very good gear at all, so some of them actually need some of that crappy, like, 252 gear. So I'll get some of that on the characters I know I'm going to play. I'm not going to go out of my way and get it on everything. I just don't care that much. But I will get it on a few, and primarily I'll be doing that just for the transmog. Secondly, after I've gathered what I want from the world event, which granted there's not exactly a lot. Like, I think there's also is it a trinket? I can't remember if it's a trinket, but like a leveling kind of trinket once you get each of the rare materials from all the different elements, or whatever the case may be. I'll probably get that, things of that nature. Things that I won't be able to do again, I will get done. I'm going to run the new dungeon, right? I'm specifically going to run it on the characters that I'm considering maining or playing a lot of. I'll run it a few times, kind of, allow me to feel a little bit more about how each class feels that I'm interested in. And then not just that, just experience the new dungeon, experience the new lore and things of that nature, because I enjoy that kind of stuff. After that, just as a side note, I won't really be min-maxing to level faster. And what I mean by that is I'm not going to be going out and buying a ton of consumables and buying this and buying that and getting different toys and all this kind of other bull crap to level faster. And that's not because that's not worth doing. It's just because that's just not my playstyle anymore, man. I'm old. Well, I'm not even old, right? I'm just not as young as I used to be playing this. And I play it because I enjoy it, and I play it because it's fun. So at the end of the day, for me, it's just a game, and I'm just going to have fun. I'm just going to have fun and level. I'm not going to stress too much. I've done that before, where I try to have extremely fast leveling times and just see where I can end up based on other people on the server. But honestly, I usually level extremely quick. I'm not worried about that. I'm just not going to, go above and beyond to level fast. I'm just going to level, and I'm going to have fun. I'm going to focus a little bit more on myself, I guess, and my own enjoyment rather than try hard, I guess. Which, not to say there's anything wrong with that. I've done that basically every expansion, but I'm not doing that this time. I'm going to try to go into this a little bit more just chill. I'll probably have some goblin gliders lighting around, but that's about it. Part 5 of finalizing my plan for launch is pretty much just going to be finalizing my professions. I need to finalize my profession plans because, again, we've already, why a lot of you have subbed to this channel is one of my big things is gold making, and that is a priority of mine. It's one of the things that I do care about and I do want to do, and I want to do well at the start of the expansion. So I need to finalize my profession plans based on the specs that I know I'm going to start, based on the classes I'm going to play, like my warrior is jewel crafter miner, so on and so forth. I know that I want to change my mage into enchanting and tailoring, like I already have that kind of figured out. Things of that nature I need to finalize. But more importantly, I've already done some research, but I need to finalize exactly my plans on, let's say I pick jewel crafting. Am I going to focus on trying to make rings early? Am I going to focus on making a specific, gem? Am I going to focus primarily on, um, breaking down the ore? What do I want to focus on early? Because that's the thing that's going to pay the highest dividends is just what you focus on early and how you push that in whatever your profession is, because you can't get everything right away, which really changes the game a little bit. So that's something I need to really break down. As some of you might have seen in the video where I talk about how the work orders are going and kind of my big thoughts on it, honestly, none of that from what I said in that video has really changed. I'm really worried about how the higher end crafting is going to be in terms of mythic quality, and that's not because it's not going to work in terms of, if you know somebody who can make that mythic ring, you can send them a personal work order and get it made for you, and that person can make good gold, blah blah blah. I just don't want to be, I can't be arsed to promote myself in trade chat and things of that nature. I just, there's other things I want to do in the game. I don't want to be sitting around town and spamming what I can and can't make, looking for work and blah blah blah. Like, I don't know. I know that's really like nitpicky, but it's just not what I want to do. I might have, it's not like I'm not going to do work orders. As I've said in the video, I absolutely will take advantage of them, and probably still make good gold with them too. But I do think that's going to change the things I focus on. I'm probably going to focus on just things that can net me more money, like through the general auction house, like the commodities and things. I'm probably going to focus a little bit more on that, just because I have worries about work orders in general, and I don't really want to push my eggs in that basket. Other people are going to. They're going to focus on particular items like, a two-handed sword, or like I said, the rings or something else, and they're going to make a boatload of money, especially if they're already known as a crafter or whatever the case may be. Don't get me wrong, that is probably still absolutely the focus that you should have, being server specific goods if you want to make a ton of gold, and that is the gameplay you want and that's what you want to do. It's more a matter of myself, and that is not what I want to do. Do I want to make good gold? Absolutely. Will I make good gold? Absolutely. I just don't want to have like having to focus on like personalized work orders as my main gold income, because you're gonna have to work quite hard to get to the point to make it at that difficulty level anyway, and I'm not gonna focus on that. So long story short, I'm gonna focus on auction house specific goods. I think things that can be posted that way, because in all honesty, I want to make my crap or farm it, whatever the case may be. I want to get my crap, I want to post it, and I want to move on with the other content that I actually want to play. So that's something, and what I'm saying is, like, all of that is going to go into what I'm going to focus on per profession. That does absolutely and completely change what I thought I was going to do, and that's based on the little amount that I have worked with work orders and read about them and watched stuff about them, like the rest of you probably have, and that's all just coming from that. All of that kind of stuff I think might change come 10.1 or something like that, or maybe the next expansion. I do think work orders are a fantastic idea. It's just not quite to the point where I feel comfortable throwing all my eggs into the basket of trying to make gold via like personal work orders for higher end crafting. I've decided I'm not doing it. Other than that, finalizing my other plans for launch. Specifically, I know I'm gonna level with my wife. We're gonna chill here. We're gonna have a day or two off together, and we're just gonna level. I'll probably leave her in the dust like I normally do, just because she can't go quite as hard as I can. But like, I've already decided, like, I want to get my dragon riding relatively early and just get that done with. So once my wife kind of catches up to me and we get to a point, I plan on stopping and taking however long it takes to run around with her and have some fun and get all the glyphs and get dragon riding done, taken care of for launch, things of that nature. Like I already know that like that's my plan, that's in my cards of playing with her and getting that set up like that first night and just being done with it. And then the other big thing about just finalizing my general plan for launch is I know that my whatever I decide to do, it needs to be fluid. Meaning, maybe I decide I want to gather a ton. Maybe I decide I want to push crafting early. Maybe I decide I need to get my other crafters to the point of pushing it early because I see huge profits or whatever the case may be. Maybe I'm not having fun with the class I'm playing. Like, it doesn't really matter. It's just that is a little bit more wait and see. The one thing I know I need to work on is finalizing what my professions are. But in terms of all that other stuff, I just need to be ready for whatever happens come the first day or two or week of launch. If it looks like there is an extraordinary high amount of money to be made from like dual gathering early on, or whatever the case may be, I might decide that, guess what, I'm leveling X character next, which I guess in that case might be my monk or something. But, I'm going to level X character next, or play X character, and I'm just going to gather for 2 or 3 days. I don't know. I might do that. I might not. I might decide that I just want to get all of my characters up to the ability to start using the crafting orders and just get them all into that the new main town that I can't think of its name all of a sudden, Valdraken, right? And get there and just get them parked there so I can start doing work orders every day and start building up that empire that way. Like maybe that's my plan. Or maybe I just want to get 2 or 3 characters that I want up to max level so they can start doing dailies and running heroics and getting gear. So I just know that whatever my plan is there, it needs to be fluid. I need to be able to change, and I can't stick too hard into I'm doing this, and this. And that even goes for like figuring out what I'm going to do with the professions. If I notice something, if I notice I need to make a change, or if I notice I need to focus on something else, then that's what I'll do. But I kind of need to have just like that, like the game plan, right? Just a general game plan of how that first day, of how the first couple days, how that first week's gonna look, and allow it to change if needed. And there you have it. That's my plan for Phase 2 of the pre-patch. The TLDR is I need to figure out my mains. I need to figure out exactly what I'm going to main, what class, what specs, so on and so forth. I already have ideas about that. I need to finish setting up my UI, both just normal Blizzard UI, which I'll use primarily, and then whatever add-ons, weak auras, things like that. Just get that all situated and ready to go. I need to get my bank, my bags, and my gold situated. Primarily my bags and moving around gold to where it needs to be, getting, even going up to the launch of the actual Dragonflight, getting characters logged out where I want them to be, so on and so forth. Especially clearing out bags, that's huge. From there, gathering anything I want from the pre-patch, mostly being if I want any of the transmog stuff, and then any minor gearing I want to do, get that all done. And then it's about completely finalizing my plans for launch, what my goals are going to be, finalizing my plan around that. Primarily, it's finalizing not just my professions, which essentially my professions are finalized because I'm doing all of them. It's just finalizing the specs in which I want to push first, and then just allowing, as the launch happens, allowing my plan to be fluid. I don't know if I'm going to dual gather right away and just focus on that for 2 days to make gold. If it looks like the gold's insane, absolutely. I do not care to get to doing stuff a little bit later than other people. If I'm just focusing on making gold, maybe I decide I want to get all my classes up to Valdraken so that they can craft, that part will be fluid. It's mostly just finalizing specifically the specs and the direction I want to go with each of my professions. And there you have it. That is my plan for Phase 2 of the pre-patch. If you like this video, please comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know anything I can do better. Let me know what you want to see. And with that, I plan on getting some more videos out over the weekend. I'm really excited. I'm excited for Phase 2 because it finally means that we're, coming around that corner and it's going to be here. I'm excited to kind of finalize the direction I want to go, as I'm sure a lot of you guys are, of trying to figure out mains, and maybe you have some ideas of what you want to do. I'm excited to like get it down to the nitty gritty and really just know what I want to do, and then like the rest of you, just be excited to have a new expansion to play that hopefully won't suck quite like Dragonflight did. There is some cautious optimism in the community, and that makes me excited because I'm very optimistic. I kind of feel like going into every expansion I'm optimistic, which is kind of giving me a little bit of a worry, but I feel this time around there's so many things that look just so positive for the future of World of Warcraft, of a game I've been playing for 18 years. So with that, comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know what I can do better. Let me know what you would like to see, and I will see you guys in the next video.